Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be kind of like a collective haul of things I've purchased over the past 3 or so months during my break from YouTube. These are things that I would have showed on my channel if I was kind of like unboxing things and reviewing things during this span of time. So I'm kind of just trying to catch up. And since these things have been in my collection or I've had them for a few months already, I do have my opinions on them. So I will be including like mini reviews on all of these items. And there's going to be a mix of jewelry, some handbags, 2 handbags actually, and also some miscellaneous items. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get into it. So let's start with jewelry first, since I'm wearing all of the new jewelry pieces in my collection currently. So first, let's talk about these diamond hoop earrings first. So actually, I should back up a little bit. So I talked about this diamond tennis bangle in a recent video already, where I talked about my favorite everyday jewelry pieces. Essentially, in February, I think, I did this video where I unboxed some custom bracelets that I had made with a jeweler that's based in Cali. So he initially made this bracelet in platinum, and he was like, well, I'm not sure if platinum is the right choice. So he offered to remake it in white gold if I want it. And so yeah, I took him up on that offer and he remade it in white gold free of charge. The only change I really made to this was I decided to forego the box clasp on this, and I just went with the 2 figure 8 clasp on the side. Yeah, I've been wearing this bracelet so much that I should probably get those tightened soon. But yeah, that just goes to show how much I love this bracelet. And then there was the second bracelet that I also unboxed in that same video, and it was in rose gold. It was kind of like this alternating triangular design. And when I went to try it on with the other bracelets in my collection, I kind of realized that it didn't really go that well. So I reached out to the jeweler and I was like, hey, since I'm sending that platinum bracelet back, I actually have something else in mind to do with the diamonds from the rose gold bracelet. And he was like, well, what do you have in mind? And the bracelet had a total of 52 diamonds that I had to repurpose. So I put 26 of them in this pair of diamond hoops, and then the other 26 actually went into this necklace that I also have on right now. So first, talking about the hoop earrings. So I went with this design that's sort of like, I think I've seen it referred to as like an inside out design online. So the front, I want to say like 75% of the hoop, the diamonds are on the outside, but then in the back, like 25%, the diamonds are on the inside first. So essentially all of the diamonds face forward, instead of like when you just have the diamonds usually like going around the outside, then the ones in the back, I guess, unless someone is staring at you from behind, no one actually sees it. So yeah, I went with this design so that, you know, if someone's looking at me, there's more diamonds on these earrings. These earrings are in white gold, and the bracelet that I used to repurpose the diamonds into these earrings, as well as something else, that was a total of a little bit over 6 carats. So about 3 carats went into these earrings. And yeah, I just really love them. They're so comfortable to wear. It's not that heavy that you feel like it's weighing down your ear. You know how when you wear like a pair of like fancy special occasion earrings, you can't wear them for too long because your earlobe starts hurting. But that's not the case with these. It's pretty lightweight, I gotta say, but there is a good amount of diamonds on it, a good amount of sparkle. And that's actually part of the reason that I decided to go with white gold instead of platinum, because I feel like platinum might have been too heavy. So yeah, I've been really loving these so much. My husband is always commenting on how sparkly these are. I guess like maybe, you know, for someone else, they actually see your earrings more than like the other jewelry you have wearing, like if they're talking to you and looking at your face. So yeah, these have been amazing. And then the other 26 diamonds from that bracelet, I repurposed them into this necklace that I have on right here, which is essentially kind of like the Tiffany's diamonds by the yard type of look with like the bezel around the diamonds. And right now I have it tripled, and it's kind of like a choker length. So I believe the jeweler said this necklace was 43 inches. I can't remember the specification that I gave him, but he was like, oh, it's actually a little bit over. Are you okay with it? And I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And I actually had him put in jump rings at approximately 36 inches, 38 and 40. So there's like a couple different ways you can wear this necklace. So right now I have it hooked onto like the 43-inch setting, but then I have it looped around 3 times. I've also worn it looped around twice at the 36-inch setting, and I've also worn it at the 38-inch setting or 40-inch setting as like a long necklace, and it goes up to about my belly button area for reference. And yeah, it's just been so versatile. When I wear it like shorter like this, you do kind of see the jump rings, just because like when you're layering it, like some of it ends up on the front, but it doesn't really bother me all that much, since the strands kind of all just like layer on top of each other. Yes, when I first put it on, I do try to separate it so that there's like a slight difference in length between like all 3 layers, but if I'm being honest, it just kind of like blends together. But yeah, that kind of ensures that of all the diamonds, at least one of them faces forward, because the thing with these kind of station necklaces is that the diamonds don't always face forward, but when you have like 3 layers stacked like this, 1 layer is bound to face forward. I gotta say, if I didn't have a bunch of diamonds that I had to repurpose somehow, I probably would not have gotten something like this done, just being totally honest. But yeah, I've been really enjoying this. And also the other thing that I had changed from like the Tiffany's version of this necklace is that those bezels on the Tiffany's version, it just kind of like goes around like, I don't know what the word for it, but like kind of like the top of the diamond, but you have like the bottom like pointy end that when I wear my single Diamonds by the Yard pendant from Tiffany's, that end of the diamond is always poking at my neck. And I was like, I cannot imagine having 26 of these tiny little pins poking at my neck. So I actually asked the jeweler to put kind of like a basket around the diamonds so that it would be much more comfortable to wear. And yeah, I don't even like feel the diamonds whatsoever on this necklace. It's so comfortable. And yeah, lastly, I just wanted to mention, I guess, like the cost of all of this. So this bracelet, to have it remade, was actually free of charge, but I actually had to pay for the remakes of the necklace and the earrings, but he only charged me for the labor cost. So the earrings cost $500 and the necklace cost $1,000. And then initially this bracelet was like $10,000 or $11,000, and the bracelet that was made prior to these earrings and necklace, that was about $12,500, I think. So yeah, that's kind of where all the costs are at. You can, you know, choose to divide the cost however you deem fit if you want to get like a sense of the price of these pieces of jewelry. So next, let's talk about some of the miscellaneous items. So first, I want to talk about this perfume from Jo Malone. It's the Sunlit Cherimoya scent. And this is what the bottle looks like. The lid is kind of like this Tiffany blue color in a way. Not that I bought it because the lid reminded me of Tiffany's, but essentially I was looking through like my promotional emails from like Bloomingdale's, and they had this on like a 15% discount. And I was like, huh, this is interesting. It has cherimoya in it. And I actually love like all the fruits in that sort of category, like this, as well as like sugar apple, custard apple. Yeah, I love all those fruits. It's really hard to get them around where I live though, but yeah, they taste amazing. And I was like, this is interesting. Let me check it out. And then so I looked at the page for it. I did some like Googling, some research, and I was like, okay, I think I'm really going to like the scent. So I decided to buy it. You know, of course, it helps that there was 15% off, and it came, and I smelled it. And I love it. It's like such a great summer scent. I'm horrible at describing fragrances. Like I just don't really have like the nose for it. I don't understand how people do it. Like they must have trained their nose to like be able to smell all the stuff. So actually I'm going to grab my phone because I have the page with all of the notes written here. Like if I see the list of all the notes in it, I can be like, I can pick that out. But if I were just to smell this, I would never be able to tell you. So here it says the top note is bergamot, and the middle note is pear and cherimoya, and the base notes are tonka bean and copaiba balm. Honestly, I have never heard of copaiba balm before. The other ones I have heard of those notes. Just overall, I really have been loving this fragrance so much. Jo Malone scents are kind of notorious for not lasting like that long, and that is kind of true. So yeah, that is kind of like a con of all Jo Malone fragrances, but this smells so nice. And I wasn't actually going to talk about it in this video because I think it's sold out for like the longest time. But right before filming this video, I actually checked and they have this as of when I film it, which should be 2 days before I upload it. They have it on Saks, so I'll link that for you in the description box. And if you're interested in trying like all the scents from this like spring or summer collection that they came out with, there's like 3 scents in total, this and 2 other ones. You can buy like this travel trio, and you can try this as well as the 2 other scents. After buying this, I did go into the store to test out those other 2, and they do smell good also, but I didn't think like I should be buying like more fragrances. Actually, that's a lie because I bought something else because it was limited edition. Anyways, that's off topic. Highly recommend this scent. Buy it if you like the notes. If you want to try out like a few summery scents, there's also the travel set. I'll link them for you guys in the description box. So yeah, that's my newest perfume. And then the other miscellaneous item that I wanted to mention is a very expensive one for what it is because it is a Dyson product. It's their Air Straight hair straightener. And this is actually the first Dyson hair product that I've ever purchased because they're so expensive. But similar to the Jo Malone fragrance, I actually got this on sale. I think it was 20% off. Yeah, 20% off on Nordstrom when I got this, and it's in this like really pretty pink color, so that's definitely a bonus. So I have mentioned that recently my hair has just been like going through it. It's definitely a lot better now, but it was in pretty bad shape for a little bit back there. So I didn't really want to keep using my usual hair straightener. So when I saw that this was on sale, I was like, okay, this is a good time for me to try out like a Dyson hair tool and see like what the fuss about it is all about, because you know, it's supposed to be less harmful for your hair. I don't know, I'm not going to like talk about all of the technology behind it because I kind of just, you know, I just believe their marketing. I just kind of trusted their claims, and I think they're being truthful about it because I do feel like my hair is in better shape than it even was, you know, at its normal state. It's smoother and there's not really like any knots in my hair. So this Air Straight, essentially you can use it when your hair is wet or when it's dry. I've done both and it's like magic. I don't know how it's able to dry my hair so fast and kind of like straighten it when it's wet, and also, you know, when it's dry, it's kind of just really easy to kind of straighten out those little bends in my hair. I don't have like curly hair by any means. It's pretty much straight, but like a little bit wavy when it dries naturally. So yeah, it's just been really great to use this on my hair instead of like using a typical hair straightener, which, yeah, it's supposed to be much more damaging, and like I said, I don't feel like I really need that. The only cons I have about this is this wire, because like this thing is so chunky, and it's not like, I don't know, this thing reminds me of like a charger for like a laptop, except that, you know, on a laptop you can kind of like unplug the wire. This is all attached and it's just so clunky. Like, I like my hair tools to wrap up nicely, but I can't find a good way to wrap this whatsoever. And I have watched some like tutorials prior to buying it, but no one ever talks about this chunky thing. Everyone is focused on, you know, the performance of the strainer itself, which I totally understand, but like this whole wire situation is just such a con to me. And also where I plug it in the bathroom, I have to kind of like unplug all the other stuff before I can, you know, get this plugged in, because this is also kind of like chunky too. Anyways, that's the first con about it. Maybe it's a little bit nitpicky. The other thing is that I feel like this just kind of like straightens hair, like it's like pin straight almost, but the bottom of it, you can't really like manipulate it like you could your typical straightener. So usually I like to sort of like curl it slightly in at the bottom. As you can see right now, I kind of have it like curving in a little bit, and you can't really do that with this. So sometimes I find myself just kind of like busting out my typical like hair straightener and just kind of like going over like the ends really quickly. So yeah, that is kind of another con about it. But aside from that, this is like magic. Oh yeah, actually, I guess a third con about this is that it's really loud. The first time I used it, it kind of startled me, but yeah, it's something that you get used to after basically the first use. So there is this button here which kind of like locks it. So you kind of like unlock it and then it opens up. All the buttons are over here. There's like a little screen here that shows you like the mode you're on, whether it's the wet mode or the dry mode, and then you can toggle like the temperature and stuff. And then what else do I want to mention about this? Oh yeah, it's got like a bunch of like high-tech settings on this. Definitely something that was new to me when I got this. Like if you put it down, it'll turn off, and then when it's not closed like this, it also is at like sort of like a lower fan speed too. Yeah, it's so high-tech, something that definitely was very different when I first started using this, but I've been loving this so much. And then all I have left are the handbags, which is kind of like, I feel like they're the highlight of the show, right? How do I want to put this wire? I'm just going to have it on the floor right here, and I'll try to wrap it the best I can after this video. So the first handbag, I think you guys have probably caught glimpses of this bag in previous videos of mine, and I'm not going to bother with like the whole unboxing and everything. So here it is. It's the side trunk PM from Louis Vuitton, and I've had this for approximately 3.5 to 4 months. So I've used it a good amount. Overall, I've been really loving it. My main concern with this bag was that this like S-lock over here plus the zipper, and trying to get into this bag would just be really fussy, because I typically don't like having zippers on my handbags. I much prefer like something with a flap instead, but it actually is not hard to use whatsoever. It opens pretty wide even though it is just the PM size. In here I have the crossbody strap, and then I also have this shorter shoulder strap in there too. This one is like thicker than like the crossbody strap is. You see like the difference. So there's those two options, and the inside, I actually have my AirTag in here. I've actually started putting AirTags in all of my bags. So the inside, it's just like one dark hole. There's no like pockets or compartments of any sort. Yeah, it's just kind of all open in there. And actually I'll mention some small quality issues that I had with both this bag as well as the other one that I'm going to kind of like reveal to you guys in a little bit. So this is actually not the first one that I bought. I had to return the first one because the first one, like I said, on the inside there is no like pockets or anything, and prior to buying it, that was, you know, basically I knew there was no pockets. And then when I got that first one in, I basically looked around the outside, everything looked a-okay, and I went to look at the inside, and basically I was like, is there a pocket in this that I didn't know of? But then upon looking further, it actually was the case that they didn't stitch like this top stitching for the lining of this bag. So you basically had this open gap between the lining and the canvas on the outside. And I can't believe that slipped through quality control. And when I returned that one, the sales associate that I handed it to process the return, I don't know, it seemed like it was just like no big deal to them. Like, just kind of like their body language made it seem like it was no big deal, or like this was just a daily occurrence or something like that. I don't know, that was a little bit off-putting. But this one is perfectly fine. It's held up really great. Like I said, I've had this for about 4 months and I've used it quite a bit. Someone in a past video, when I first mentioned that this bag was on my wish list, someone had mentioned that like the gold corners get like scratched and worn out really easily, and I don't know, they don't look that bad to me, honestly. It doesn't look that bad to me, but I will say that these D-rings or these like clasps on like especially this top handle, because I mostly use this top handle strap, these hooks over here, yeah, they're pretty scratched up, I gotta say. They're like small scratches, but it adds up. So yeah, those corners on the bag haven't really gotten scratched, but these have. I think it's got to do with how it attaches to the bag, because like this keeps like going up and down and, you know, like all over the place, whatever. I feel like there's just like a lot of friction going on. And then the last thing I will mention about this bag is that this strap is really stiff. It hasn't really softened over like the 4 months. I feel like it eventually will. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, it's not that I really like wear it on my shoulder. Like, you could, but it's really short. So if it was like on your shoulder, I think that would be really uncomfortable. It already is uncomfortable when I have it like on the crook of my arm. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. But overall, I still have been really enjoying this. So that is the first bag that I have to share with you guys that's new to my collection. And then the second one is this one right here from Fendi. It's the Peekaboo I See You Petite in, like, I guess this is kind of like a mid-tone, like denim-y blue color. I'm not entirely sure what they call it on their website, but this is in their Celeria leather. It's so nice, and it has like these bigger stitches around the side, and yeah, it's so pretty. Like, it's so pretty. And it has silver hardware, which I feel like it's harder to find nowadays. And then it does come with the shoulder strap that's detachable. It also comes with this cute little raincoat too, which I've had the medium, like regular Peekaboo in the past, and I never once used this raincoat for that bag whatsoever, but it's really cute. I gotta admit, it's really cute. And I guess since I talked about like a quality issue with the side trunk PM, I'll mention that for this too. I wish I took a photo of that like non-stitching on the lining of that bag, but I was just like in such a rush to return that. But I did get a picture of the quality issue with this, and essentially the first one I got of this bag, this hardware right here in the front, this kind of like buckle thing, it was crooked. It was like really slanted, and yeah, like these Solaria bags are supposed to be like handmade or whatever, but like it was so crooked that when you try to like lock it, because with these peekaboo bags you could like lock it like this, when you locked it, it was like slanted, so there was like this ripple in the leather, and yeah, it just looked awful. So there was no way I could accept that, so I returned that one, bought this one instead, and yeah, this one is perfectly fine. So this bag has the 2 compartments like most peekaboos have. I think there was one iteration they did in the past that didn't have the 2 compartments. And then in the front compartment, you have these 2 little pockets, kind of like at the center partition, and then the other side has nothing. And then on the bottom, you actually have these 4 little feet that I feel like are completely useless because it's kind of just like the same like height as these panels. So yeah, I feel like it just prevents like the bag from sagging. It doesn't really kind of protect the bottom of your bag, if you get what I'm saying. Anyways, so kind of like a mini review on this bag. I haven't used this for as many times as I have the side trunk because this is newer to me. I think I got this about a month ago or so, something like that, maybe like a month and 1 week ago. So I haven't used it as much, but I do have some initial thoughts on it. So this bag is a really tiny. You look at it and it doesn't look that small, but because the sides come in so much and because there's 2 partitions, it really limits the space inside this bag. And it's not something that you could, carry on a daily basis because you have to be very strategic and very careful with how you place things inside and how you take things out. So I have the, I don't remember, I think it's like the 13. I have the iPhone 13, the regular size, not the larger size. And it fits in here, but I have to be very careful how I put it in. And you can kind of see an imprint of it on the side of the bag. So I don't know if you can kind of tell, but it's right here currently, and you can kind of see like this imprint on it. And it's actually better on these Solaria versions. The first time I went into the boutique to try out the ICU Petite, it was in, I think it's lambskin. I think it's like a padded lambskin. That one is a bit stiffer, so it was harder to get my phone in and out compared to this one. And yeah, you could open up these sides, but I kind of don't really like how that looks. It just doesn't look as put together, in my opinion. I always wore my previous medium peekaboo with the sides closed, and that's how I intend on wearing this one. This is sort of like just a special occasion bag for me, so I don't need it to be super practical, I guess. I just wanted to quickly show you guys what it looks like if you just stand your phone up like this. So it does kind of stick up a little bit. It's not too bad. I wouldn't really mind doing this if it wasn't for the fact that there was this like lock right here. I feel like that's just going to like destroy my phone if I have it just like standing up in there. So that's why I take like the extra time to kind of like put it in sideways. Hopefully that doesn't do any like lasting damage to the sides of this bag. We'll see. I'll have to update you guys on that. But yeah, overall I have been enjoying this bag. I basically just strictly use this as a top handle bag. Usually I do keep like the strap inside my bag, just for like those instances where I need to be hands-free. But because the capacity is so limited on this bag already, this strap just takes up too much space. So I've probably only used the strap like a single time, I want to say. Yeah, like I said, it's not a carefree bag whatsoever. It's really something that you know, is for one of those days where you can be like very leisurely for special occasions, maybe, you know, just like going on a date or something like that. That's kind of like what I envision like using this bag for. But it is really pretty and the leather is so nice. I am very glad that I checked this bag off of my wish list. Actually, both of these bags were on my wish list. And yeah, those are all of the things that I've kind of purchased in the past couple of months that I haven't shared with you guys yet. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think of these pieces? Do you want me to do dedicated review videos on either of these bags? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do consider subscribing for lots more content on luxury handbags, jewelry, and fashion. And I'll leave 2 videos on the screen for you to watch next. So I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.